Day 125 of 365 days of meditative magic. Um, yeah, this morning's practice, I started around 8 o'clock. I slept in a bit. Well, yeah, I slept in a bit today. So I meditated for about 50 minutes. I started, yeah, just after 8. I wanted to be done by 9 so I could start work. So one of the things I noticed during meditation was starting to feel a little kind of restless. And I think it's because I started a little later in the day, and it's like 8 o'clock, 8:30, approaching 9, as I went through the meditation, and just feeling a little bit restless. And I was trying to figure it out, like, why am I kind of restless? What is this? It's not anxiety. It's it's not really stress, discomfort per se. I was trying to figure out what it was. And then it sort of dawned on me, I realized I was actually anxious to get, not anxious, but eager to get started with my day. I was sort of excited to get started with my day, which was pretty cool because, I don't remember the last time I felt excited to get started my day. Well, actually, probably when I was fishing, but for, day-to-day work, so to speak. So I was excited to get started with my day, which was really cool. And then I was thinking about, after I got through the meditation, I was thinking about it a little bit after, and I sort of realized, like, meditation, for me anyway, I think it really helps, that just sitting there and being still, especially for somebody who, has a history of being slightly, hyperactive, as a kid especially, and then also, have a really sort of rapidly wandering mind, both in ruminating and worrying, and a tendency towards anxiety in the past. Sitting there can be quite challenging. And what I realized is I'm sort of honing my executive function, my ability to sort of manage stress or handle a higher stress threshold by just forcing myself to sit there in meditation. It's not always, comfortable. At times it's very sort of emotionally and psychologically, stressful or intense. So yeah, I really feel like by forcing myself to sit there every day, I'm honing that executive function, and I'm noticing it sort of spill over into other areas of my life. My work is becoming more focused and more productive. I've taken on more exercise, like 5 days a week now. And I'm sticking to it. I'm taking on a relaxation practice, doing yoga, but also like trying to heal some of the past injuries from my body by gaining some flexibility. My sleep is better. I'm prioritizing sleep more. I'm eating healthier. All these things that do take some level of discipline seem to be easier now that I'm sort of exercising that discipline muscle, or the executive function, or control over my actions, which is awesome because it seems to build confidence. And then as I build confidence, I'm able to take on more. It allows me to sort of take on some more challenging or new experiences, or sort of lean into them, lean into the sort of novel experiences. And what I'm realizing with that is, the more I do things that are foreign to me, new, novel, unknown, which sort of evokes a little bit of fear naturally in most human beings, the more I realize that the fear is unjustified, that the amount that I think is going to go wrong never goes wrong. It's most things actually go right. And then also when something does go wrong, I have because I'm doing all these good things for myself and increasing my self-awareness of the thoughts and my habits, and increasing executive function, increasing my ability to self-regulate, I have the confidence that I can sort of handle whatever comes at me, and I am able to handle whatever comes at me, which then, when something does go wrong in a new experience, which actually builds even more confidence. So there's this incredible feedback loop that seems to be going on right now. And I've heard the saying before, many of us have, get comfortable in the uncomfortable. And what I'm realizing is, it's not actually about being uncomfortable about being comfortable in the uncomfortable. It's about, for me anyway, it's about becoming excited with change, excited for change, excited with things that are new and novel, excited with the idea of stretching my limitations, of pushing myself beyond what I'm capable of doing right now. So it's not about just I'm gonna feel uncomfortable doing this and I'm gonna just get used to it. It's actually I'm sort of seem to be reframing new and challenging experiences, novel experiences, change in general is something that is no longer uncomfortable for me at all. It's actually something that I'm leaning into and I'm excited to lean into, excited to experience. And that's really cool. I feel like I'm on this tipping point right now. And I've heard people talk about it, and I've seen people who've meditate regularly talk about, things like, manifestation, etc. And I don't know so much of manifestation as just like, you think something and it happens. But I think what meditation is doing, and for me anyway, it's just building this momentum where it allows me to rapidly accelerate forward into novel experiences, and those novel experiences are what make these drastic changes in somebody's life. Because if you're starting to behave drastically differently and try things that are drastically different than what you've tried up to date, then your life is going to start transforming quite rapidly, and in a short period of time look quite rapidly different than it did prior to, leaning into all these novel experiences and change. So yeah, it's really exciting. Today was just kind of great. I just sort of had all these little thoughts and epiphanies drop into my head after meditation and during meditation. And just this feeling like I'm on this tipping point. This, before, when I would get to that tipping point, it would be uncomfortable. I would feel like chaos, and there would be fear around it, and some worry and like what's going on. And now it's like, I know what's going on. There's some change that's about to happen, and I'm like actually excited to lean into it and go for it. Knowing that it's never going to be as bad as my negativity bias will make it seem like it's going to be, and B, I'm resilient enough to get through whatever bumps in the road come along the way. In fact, I welcome them, because there's going to be greater growth and increasing confidence as a result of getting out the other side. So I'm proving to myself that I can do it. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm in a really good place right now. Loving this 365 days of meditation, just freaking loving it. And I'm incredibly excited to see, like 125 days in, what the next 125 days looks like. That's going to be pretty cool. So, because if I'm already feeling this different in a short period of time, 125 days is not that long. Like I said, I'm super stoked to see what happens in the future. So that's where I'm at. That's it for today. In closing, if you are struggling at all with your mental health, talk to somebody. The reason I started this channel, and the reason I started the 365 days of meditation, was to see how it impacted my mental health. And the channel was to bring awareness to the topic of mental health. I'm somebody who has struggled with obsessive compulsive disorder, anxiety, and depression in my lifetime. And they are not permanent. You can make changes in your life that can drastically alter your mental health and well-being. And I'm sort of the proof for that, I would say. If you are struggling at all with your mental health, like I said, talk to somebody. Do not suffer in silence. Take a step forward into the unknown, a novel experience, something you haven't done before, which could be talking to somebody, and you have no idea where that next step may lead you to, and what the next step after that might lead you to. Just keep moving forward, advocating for yourself, reaching out to other people, seeking help, seeking advice, and you can definitely drastically change your life. So that's it for today. If you've never meditated before, I would encourage you to try it. And one thing I would say is, don't fall into the trap of believing that the purpose of meditation is to sit there until you don't have any thoughts. That's never going to happen. At least I don't think so anyway. It's to observe the thoughts and not get emotionally wrapped up in them, not to label them as good or bad, to just see that they're happening and let them drift by, and let the next one drift into your lens and then drift by. And it is a practice, it is a skill. It takes time not to engage with the thoughts and get sucked down a rabbit hole. I still do it all the time to date. But the more you do it, the more you train your brain to put some distance between the thoughts you're having and the actions you take. And that space between thought and action can have a massive difference on your quality of life. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.